Are you an artist?
Not officially.
No, communities for me is magic. Is so amazing. We will create a community of people. We will have a building. We will create a cultural center. That was the original idea. The idea was that you get creative communities, people who form communities and go into these buildings and keep them alive. Because if you occupy a building, you keep it alive instead of just leaving it to fall apart. Then we had a gallery space, so we were doing regular exhibitions and performances and all sorts of stuff. There was a woodmaker space where people would just make stuff.
What was communitism for the people living in the area?
This is basically what it's called. Like
Yeah.
It was a community type place. It hosted a lot of different events, so like not everything was very similar. Like it used to host like queer fashion shows. It used to host like music bands or just random events like reggae parties or like parties of any kind. There was a video thing like where like it was like an exhibition of like videos that people made, short films and stuff. It was very nice. Like it was very busy, so whenever like you didn't have anywhere to go, it was like, oh, maybe there's something at Communitism. So
But it's different when you wake up in a city that is bold and only commercial. Very difficult.
Gentrification happens in the center of the big cities. That was the situation. The first building, we had the first building, and then we lost that because the owner wanted money, and we were all about free space for all. And like a few years ago, when I arrived in Athens, the center of Athens was much different. I have watched it. I've been back in Athens for 7 years now, and I have watched it happen. One after the other, the buildings being bought and being turned into hotels, and the old building. Yeah. So you can pass by. I mean, right now it's been stripped down to its bare walls. It's been stripped. It's like there's nothing. It's just the walls, but you can see how it's beautiful. It's fantastic. And also, Metaxurgia is a funny area because it started off because it was a very poor and neglected area of Athens, which is very close. It's a center, but it was very neglected and really in a bad state. So the guy, the real estate owner that I was talking about, he had this big gentrification scheme before the crisis, where he bought about a dozen buildings or more, and he wanted to gentrify the area and turn it into and then the crisis happened, and everything stopped.
How do you think that impacted the years when you guys were very active and now as well?
The what?
The economic crisis and like the
I think if you want to,
desperation.
if you want my opinion, it actually helped us because there's no money in Athens. I don't know if you've noticed, but we are poor. So people were happy that there was stuff that they didn't have to pay money to come and watch or be part of. Or so I think that was the big sort of need that we were feeling, and people are actually looking for it now. They're missing it.
Yeah, there's not many free parties anymore.
It's different. What do you think changed?
I'm not sure. I think communitism disappeared, which was like most part of this, and like this, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I personally miss it because it was always something going on.
There's not much we can do because there's money involved in the community. Our community has no money, so we can only protest and complain.
As an artist, you want to do a research, you want to be able to have this financial stability to be able to focus on one thing, just to be able to allow this. I mean, we don't want to be millionaires, and late, we just want not to be addicted.
We heard that they're going to build fake Greek buildings with ancient Greeks walking around, and it's going to be like Disneyland, like an ancient Greek Disneyland, basically.
What do you think it will look like in 10 years?
I don't know. In 10 years, it's going to be full of tourists, and all the Greeks will have been pushed out of the buildings. I mean, rent-wise, I don't think there'll be any Greeks living in the center, unless you're rich and you own the building, or you can afford to pay the crazy rents. Rents have been rising and rising and rising every year after year. It's crazy. So I think it's going to be, a big, a big hip center of, city that doesn't really involve the local.
So you talked a little bit about what Athens is for you and how it has evolved, but then what would the Athens of your dreams be like?
Ooh. The Athens of my dreams is not going to happen, unfortunately, because I would really love Athens to go back to a time where you could squat a building and be there for years. I mean, there was a queer squat in Kypseli called Zizania, which has been closed down, I think now, and has been closed down a few times. So I would actually love initiatives like ours, which is free and more kind of, more like this to happen, but there's less and less. But initiatives like ours are the future. Because, you cannot rely on governments. I mean, especially with all the right-wing sort of craziness that's been happening, you cannot rely on that. You have to take things in your own hands. That's how it's done.
Make a wish.
Yeah, make a wish.
Ela Maria, manifest it.
I really don't know, because I think we are also afraid that in a couple of years we won't be able to have even this, because we have to be somewhere pretty far away from here.
Tourists out.